Alright, fellas. This video is gonna be about the passport bros, right? You know, it's a group of guys who, believe that going overseas to find women is better. They believe that women in America are not submissive enough for marriage. They don't want to cook. They don't want to clean. They're not respectful. They don't want to work out. All of these sorts of things. Which I'm not saying that some of these things aren't true, but I'm just telling you, what's the gist behind the passport bros for those of y'all who don't know what it is. So it's these group of guys who believe in getting your passport, going overseas to finding a woman that's worthy of marriage. Basically, that's it in a nutshell. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, this is gonna be probably an unpopular opinion. I don't really support, and I'm not on the bandwagon of the passport bros or the passport boys, whatever you want to call it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play a clip of a guy who is part of the passport bros movement. And I want you all to pay attention to the way this man is acting towards this woman. I want you all to pay attention to the way this woman is responding to the things that this man is saying. And I want you to ask yourself, is the exchange of energies between this man and between this woman seem equal? Or does it seem like one is wanting the other more, okay? So I'm gonna play the clip and we're gonna come back and we're gonna have a dope ass conversation, fellas. Let's get it.
I'm currently in Thailand. This is my girlfriend. She's so pretty. She's so pretty. Do you want to introduce yourself? You want to introduce yourself? No, you don't want to introduce yourself? She's a little shy right now, but she's my new girl. She's my new girlfriend. She's a little shy, but she is pretty though. I like her. Maybe we'll get married someday. Maybe we'll have kids. Have a bunch of babies running around, living the life. Tell her. So can you cook? Can you cook?
Yes. I can cook. I can clean.
Yeah. See, this is why I came to Thailand, to find a traditional woman. See, in the United States, women don't cook and clean. All they do is complain. And we don't. So that.
I said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. Women are women. Doesn't matter what part of the world she's in. It doesn't matter what her race is. Women are women. Yes, some of them have different attributes and different values and morals to a certain extent. But at the end of the day, her makeup, her genome, her biological makeup is still the same. And that being that women want to be submissive to masculine men. They all do. The only reason that men think women in other parts of the world, or men in America think women in other parts of the world, in other countries, are more submissive, is because the men in America as a whole are very weak. Masculine, independent mindset women are a product of weak men. Submissive, feminine women are a product of masculine, strong men. Now, I do think women should never pick and choose when to be feminine, just like I think men should never choose and pick when to be masculine. But however, her level of femininity that she expresses towards you has everything to do with how feminine you allow her to feel within your presence. This is something that a lot of guys do not want to discuss. So when you ask yourself the question, why are a lot of women in America very, very masculine and not as feminine as we would like them to be, is because when you look around, how many men are actually as masculine as we need to be. Because women only do what you allow them to do. And if I'm being honest, the women that I deal with are not masculine. And they would probably make for good wives. I just don't really believe in marriage because I don't like the fact that you're binded with the government, and that's just not cool to me. So like I said, I'm not anti-women, I'm just anti-marriage. However, it's all about what you allow a woman to do in your space as a man. And if you are a pushover in America, you're just going to go to another country and be another pushover. Now, I want you to think about the way this man was acting with this woman. Posting her on his social media, pedestalizing her, and showing her off as if she's the prize almost as if she's above him. And as a man, you never allow a woman to think that she's your end all be all. She's never the prize in the situation. A woman just comes along for the ride, guys. You invite her into your world to help make things better, because in my opinion, having a feminine woman around will make for a better breeding grounds for you to grow mentally and spiritually as a man, because peace will be presented to you, right? That's a woman's job, to bring you peace, to nurture and bring you feminine energy, because it brings a balance to your masculine energy. But when you flaunt this woman off as if she is some sort of prize in your life, I'm telling you what psychologically happens in the woman's mind. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm telling you what happens. What happens is this woman starts to get beside herself. She feels as if he's never been used to a woman like me. He doesn't get women like me on a regular, and I am rare, which causes her to not respect the boundaries that you set within your relationship. And this is what creates beta rage within interaction with a man and a woman. You know, this is very beta of a man to do, right? You know, did you also pay attention to the way that her facial expressions were whenever he said something about having children or family? He said, maybe you'll be running around here, we'll have a bunch of babies. And her face was kind of like not in support of that. You got to understand, guys, that if you are a simp in America, you're just going to be an even bigger simp in another country. And the reason I say that you will be a bigger simp is because you're over there actually thinking that those women are better and different. So it's kind of like you lose, or you get disconnected from reality and forget that she's still a woman. And that I don't care where she's at, all women value things of the world more than a man does. So if you come over there and you half stepping, it's going to still result in the same thing. Because as a man, guys, we can't just be existing. We have to make sure that we're on our game all the way across the board in order to be a vital part in society. The very same men that you don't want to be friends with is the same type of men women don't want to fuck. And what I've noticed is that a lot of these guys who associate with the passport bros, I'm not saying all of them because I haven't met all of them. I'm pretty sure there are some guys who are probably along with this movement who are on their shit. But what I'm seeing is that a lot of these guys are ostracized by women here in America because they just don't qualify, right? You're not masculine. You know what I'm saying? You're not in shape. Your woman doesn't respect you because you're not giving her a reason to. You understand what I'm saying? And whenever you're a guy who's chasing love and a relationship and marriage more than the woman, this turns her off. That's what she should be pursuing with you. But men here act like women. I just played a video not too long ago about a guy asking for the right to be vulnerable with his woman and said, this is the problem with women is they don't allow men to be vulnerable. Why do you even want that from a woman? Oh, I know why. Because you were raised by one. You think like her, you walk like her, you talk like her. Now you even desire what she wants. You're her. Because being vulnerable is never going to fare out well for a man. Usually that's what women want. Women usually want to be able to be as emotional as they are going to be with you without you pretty much judging them. And what I will say is this is something that I had to learn. As a man, you always allow space in a relationship with a woman for her to be emotional. Because why? Here's the reason why. She is an emotional-based driven species. She has to be that way. And if you are a guy who doesn't understand that, if you condemn your woman for being emotional, then you're going to get pushback from her. You're going to get a disloyal woman. You're going to get a woman that's going to lie to you. And you're going to get a woman that's not going to be as feminine as she would be if you allowed her to be emotional. But as a man, when you're asking for this, when you're asking for her to allow you to be vulnerable and emotional and basically in a position to where she has control over how you fare out emotionally, this turns her off. As a man, you should never, never, never ask or even desire to be in that position with a woman, because when you're vulnerable, this usually means that a person has the power to harm you emotionally. And you never open yourself up that much to a woman, right? I'm not saying you can't love her, guys, but you never allow her to have that much emotional bearing on you till it starts to take a toll on the way you interact with everyday life. This is why you have a lot of beta males running around here committing suicide when their girl leaves them, because you were too vulnerable for her. Usually it's the woman who is feeling that way in a relationship if she's really, truly into you. And it's no secret that a lot of women aren't truly into men because they are of the world. They're not as genuine as we are when it comes to love. And I will do a video on that. And I promise you all that will be my next video topic. I'll probably do it either later tonight or tomorrow, but I will definitely get that video to you guys, because that's a totally other conversation on a way deeper level that I think a lot of men need to understand. But don't think that you're going to go to a different country and find a woman that's more submissive and more feminine if you as a man have still not put in the work. Because a lot of guys are using this passport bros movement as an excuse of their lack of dedication to climbing the ladder of manhood. And because of the fact that they don't measure up here, they want to go elsewhere. It's just like a guy in the NBA whose talent level is not good enough to compete. So now he's wanting to go play in a Euro League. But if this man still has not prioritized getting better and working hard and dedicating himself to the game, he'll fall off in the Euro League as well. This happens to a whole bunch of guys. They go to the NBA, they get dropped down to the G League, they can't compete there, they try to go overseas, and they end up still not being able to compete because the work ethic is what's lacking. And a lot of men, we lack work ethic when it comes to us putting in that work of climbing the ladder for our manhood. And this is why you're thinking that women are going to be better overseas or something. Not if you haven't changed as a man. But I'm telling you that there are women here that are perfectly fine for marriage if that's what you want. You just have to be a guy who puts in the work, because if you don't put in the work, no woman is going to, desire being submissive to a loser. Like I told you all, the same men you don't want to be friends with is the same men women don't want to fuck. Okay? But that's it for the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, fellas. Also, definitely like the video, share the video. It helps with the algorithm, man. Until next time, fellas. Peace.